Marcus and Narcissa Whitman sought out to convert the Indians to Christianity. They led many people west, and this started the westward expansion. Marcus and Narcissa loved and cared for the Indians and set up their own mission. In Oregon, there is now a statue in their honor. This proves that the Whitmans were a big help to the West and are still remembered today for their brave, selfless qualities. Marcus and Narcissa Whitman's dedication to the Indian culture highlights their evangelistic journeys, proving that they are an important role in starting the westward expansion. Among the first settlers in the West, the Whitmans played an important role in opening up the Oregon Trail. Marcus Whitman started his own mission and called it the Whitman Mission. He used his mission to help start the westward expansion and to convert the Indians. Narcissa had also volunteered her services to the American Board of Commissioners for Foreign Missions, the umbrella group for Protestant missions to Indian peoples, but the board, however, was unwilling to send unmarried women as missionaries. So they got married because they both had a love for the Indians and a love for the culture, and they both wanted to help them, and not only to convert them, but to support them with food and supplies they needed to survive. In 1836, the Whitmans headed west with another missionary couple. Oregon was their destination because it was in the west, and it was starting to build up, and they wanted to make peace with the Indians and convert them so it could not only help them, but help the other pioneers and missionaries that come through. Marcus held church services, practiced medicine, and built numerous buildings for the Indians, and Narcissa ran the household there. And in 1847, tensions reached crisis proportions. An epidemic of measles struck out throughout the valley. The Whitmans provided medical attention to everyone, but it appeared that only the whites recovered. This made the Whitmen feel awful because they wanted to help everyone. But the Indians' immune system was too low to fight off the disease, and they hoped God would cure them. Unfortunately, God did not cure them, and the Indians thought that the whites were out to hurt them. The Indians thought that the Cayuse Indians were the Indians that the Whitmans were trying to help, and they thought that God was out to get them and that their God wasn't good. And then the Cayuse Indians massacred the Whitmans and the other missionaries for them because they thought that they were trying to hurt them. In conclusion, Marcus and Narcissa Whitman contributed a great amount to the westward expansion. The West was a better place for people, and the Whitmans' attempt to convert the Indians, they started to want to move west. They led many people to the West who were hoping to find a new life. The Whitmans also tried to convert the Indians and help with them whatever needs they had. They also supplied them with many supplies so that the Indians could trust the Whitmans and they would want to become Christians. This shows that Marcus and Narcissa Whitman were very dedicated to the Indian culture. The Whitmans followed their path that God wanted them and helped many people come to God. Marcus and Narcissa Whitman's dedication to the Indian culture highlights their evangelistic journeys, proving that they are an important factor in starting the westward expansion.